Growing up, we used to watch this cinematic masterpiece, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. And in the movie, there's a scene where Pee-wee comes across this pet store that's burning. And so he goes inside, and as he goes inside, the first thing he sees is this aquarium full of snakes, and he's just really not a fan of it. So he goes through and he starts opening up the cages for different pets, making trip after trip, freeing all these things, and each time he keeps looking at the snakes. And if you haven't seen this, I'll share a link to this scene in the description. But as he keeps going in and rescuing more animals, he's coming to the conclusion that he knows eventually he's going to have to get these snakes out. And how that scene ends is he comes screaming out of the building, holding these snakes, and passes out. Well, I bring this up because, as hokey as it is, I think it creates an interesting look at our walk with Christ. And as we surrender different things to Him, when we first come to Jesus, we open those cages and we free different things, and we tend to start with the things that are the easiest, or the things that we're most wanting to get rid of, but that also don't hurt the most. Maybe it's maybe I'm going to quit drinking, or I'm going to clean up the music I listen to, or I'm going to clean up the way that I talk. And again, not because it's going to gain me anything, but because I'm called to be different, and the Spirit's moving me towards the direction of being different. But I find myself, the longer I walk with Jesus, I keep walking past those snakes, past those things that I know I'm going to have to address, and I just avoid, until sometimes you get to the point that that's the only thing you have left to give. There's always more, but you can't get to that next thing until you conquer, until He brings you to the point of surrendering that one thing that's just holding you up in your relationship with Him. And that once you surrender that, then the healing from that and through His strength allows you to go on to the next thing. And not only does it allow you, but then you're fueled by the Spirit at the same time, because it's a affirmation of how He's working in our lives. And maybe that hard thing isn't even a sin. Maybe it's forgiving somebody, or being or asking for forgiveness, that has been spiritually holding us back. The Lord's got me in an amazing season right now. And I say it's amazing because sometimes it's amazingly difficult, but He's there. And it's amazing to see Him work when I can surrender to Him. And by no means is it easy, but He does wonderful things with raw materials. And I promise you that once you get a taste of that, there's a blessing in healing that I think tastes so much sweeter than making it to work on time, or praying for good grades on a test, or praying that there's food on the table and a roof over your head, which are amazing things. But when He brings us to a blessing of healing, that's an eternal thing, and there's no going back from that. So hopefully you feel encouraged today. Have a great day.